I'm a big bone.
Welcome, everyone, to the Sci-Fi Queens podcast, where we celebrate all things sci-fi and science. If you are new to our channel, we welcome you, and we ask that you hit that subscribe and notification bell because it'll help our channel and it will let you know when our next shows will be. If you want to support our channel, just check out our website that's scrolling at the bottom of the page, sci-fi queens.net. You'll find information on the queens, you'll find information on our shows, and a link to our merch store as well. I am your host, Mita. And with me tonight is my fabulous co-host, Sarah, the queen of darkness herself. And we are going to
Hello.
be talking about female icons. Okay, now Sarah, before we begin, how are you doing?
I'm a little warm. It's been hot this week.
Oh, it has been, hasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Is it hot there?
Yeah, it has been a little bit more humid than I care for
And
sure.
then you care to,
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
tolerate? Yes.
me and
Yes.
humidity do not get along.
Yeah. I bet your hair goes.
Exactly. It grows like a chia pet. It just does.
Yeah.
No matter what you do to it, it grows like a chia pet. You know?
Yes, I understand.
Ooh, no, it's not pretty. It's not.
Yeah.
So you got to find new and creative ways to tame it down.
Yes.
Absolutely. Then when you're working out and going to the gym or Muay Thai, it's like, oh, so we got to sweat on top of sweat.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Yes. Oh,
Yeah, it's a thing. Because I walk from my house to Muay Thai, and it takes me about 25-30 minutes to get there walking. And then I have to go up 3 flights of stairs because the elevator never works. By the time I get up there, I'm
so it's
drenched.
your so it's your pre-workout workout.
Exactly.
Your warm up.
Yes. And he's elevated this game. He told
Yeah.
me um last week, oh, we're graduating now. We're gonna start doing
Okay.
real Muay Thai work. I said, wait, what have we been doing for the last year and 3 months? Right? Because
Yes.
that's what my thought was. But I was kind of nervous to ask, so I didn't ask. And it kept bothering me all week long. I need to find out what that means. So I asked him today before we started. He goes, oh, we just been working on the fundamentals, the basic. What?
You go.
You
Well, you
call
gotta
that
get the
the
base.
basic?
You gotta get the basics down before you can put it all
That's
together. So
true. But that didn't feel basic. I'm just saying. It
yeah.
felt like I was like, I thought I was a badass. I thought I was a champion. He was cracking up. Okay.
Oh, I
He was
bet.
like, he goes, you are now, you graduated, and he was just cracking up. So that was a lot of fun and it was hard. It was super hard. Uh yeah.
Okay.
My cousin tells me today when I get home, because then I have strength training afterwards. And she tells me today, after I took a shower and stuff, she comes out into the living room. She's like, it smells like someone's in pain because it was Bengay City. I put that on like it's cocoa butter on a ashy skin, okay? Because otherwise I can't function. It's rough out there.
So just so you know, I gave him a bone. He is actively barking with the bone in his mouth.
Oh my lord, how can he bark with the bone? Like
Because
he's
he's
not
like
letting
this, and
up.
he's like, woof, woof.
So
Oh.
what's been going on over there? You guys had some kind of weather over there.
Yeah, we had
I
the
think some
the
serious.
500-year flood. We're okay, but neighboring towns not so much. They got lots of people lost their homes, lots of businesses damaged. It's bad. So we're okay, and my family's okay. I mean, that's what's important. But I still feel for all the
Yes.
people that were displaced and have lost everything because of this. Because you don't expect your house to be completely underwater. Maybe a little bit of water, but
Yeah.
like it was a lot. And like the road that's behind mom and dad's that takes you from like one side of the hill down by the pond, and then up the other side, that road completely washed out, and it's like it water comes up and over it when it rains heavily, but like
Exactly.
the bridge is gone. Um, and even in the gorge where there was a swinging bridge across the river, and it was
Yeah.
like 20 feet off the water. It got
Yeah.
taken out by a tree floating in the water. Like it actually, there's a video of it like
No.
coming down and smashed into the bridge. So, and that's how high the water was. It was 20 feet high where the river was supposed to be. So it's not just up, it's up and wide. It's insane. So now whenever they say it's gonna rain, you kind of get a little nervous. You're like,
Oh, of course.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I got the rain on Thursday. When it started raining about 4:15 here,
Hmm.
where I had to close the windows. It was coming in. But then it stopped. I said, okay, I'm gonna go to dance class. So and I'm gonna go to the dance social afterwards. I
Hmm.
was ready. I get off the train and I see a massive amount of people gathered. Like I go up the stairs, whatever, to go. Then you have to go from the platform to the second platform before you get the exit staircase, right?
Yeah.
And I see a ton of people by the exit staircase. Go, why are these people gathering there? Like, go up the stairs. Like, this is New York. Don't block the road. We got places
And it
to
was raining
go.
probably.
Absolutely. But no, I was like, I'm little because I'm 4'11. I'm little. I'm going to swerve through the people and I'm going to get up those stairs because I got somewhere to go. And I got 15 minutes to get there to be on time. So I swerved through the people. Then I realized why they were standing there. It wasn't raining. It was like, where's Noah's Ark with his boat? Because it's that bad. Like it
Yeah,
was
that's the rain that, yeah.
horrendous. Of
So
course,
you
I
must have
don't
got our
carry
rain.
cash. I don't have an umbrella. I don't carry cash. So I can't buy from the street vendors an umbrella for like a couple of bucks because they only take cash. So I go, all right, a block away from the dance studio, there's a CVS. I'm gonna go in. But here's the thing: I get off at 34th Street, the in 6th. The dance studio is on 37th and 8th. I got a couple of blocks to go.
Yeah.
I'm drenched. Drenched. I go, I'm gonna be okay though, right? I still don't know. I'm in denial because there's some awnings, some building repairs. I'm gonna go underneath all of them. I'm gonna block this rain. Somehow they all got taken down.
Yeah,
So I
they
have
probably got
no coverage.
the
No
rain probably pushed them
coverage.
down. Yeah.
No coverage. No, they literally was finished the work, so they got taken down. Like this, these they put like these things where you do they do the work on the buildings and they climb
Uh-huh.
on these. That's what those kind of awnings that I'm thinking about.
Oh,
They're
that's what you're
probably
thinking
not
of,
called
like
a
the scaffolding is what you're talking about. Yeah.
scaffolding is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So of course they're done with their job,
Oh, God.
right? And I'm drenched to the teeth. Like there isn't a part of me that isn't. It looked like I had walked into the shower fully dressed. My sneakers are squishing from how wet they are. I
Yeah.
get to CVS because I still need an umbrella. Like I'm like, okay, I'll get the umbrella anyway. They wanted $17 for a CVS umbrella. I said, nah, I'm good. I walked right out.
Yeah. No
I'm
kidding.
not paying $17 for an umbrella from CVS that's gonna last me two rainfalls.
Yeah.
I'm not
No.
doing it. And so I left and I get there and I go, hope they don't ask me to leave because I'm literally like leaving puddles as I walk into the building. You don't understand. I was so wet that the security guard said, it's okay, I'll sign you in. Because I would have wet his whole desk. And I get upstairs to the second floor and I'm like, I'm taking two classes because you have to register. She's laughing. She's laughing. She goes, are you okay? I said, no, I'm not okay. I
Did she
was
send you home?
miserable. No, no, they didn't. My makeup was gone. I looked a mess. And I had put my hair up with this clip. When I get into the room, I take off my shoes, my sneakers to put my
And
dance
pour the
sneakers
water
on.
out?
The water was puddling inside the sneakers. It I took the clip off because I felt like a pressure on my head and a puddle of water came down on my hair. There was a puddle stuck in the clip.
Oh my
That's how
God.
much rain. I was miss. My white shirt was sticking to me, and I'm not even gonna tell y'all what was happening there.
Yeah.
I I was done. I was like, I'm not going to this social. I'm soaking wet. By the time the 2 hours class was done, I was still wet. I was like, I'm
Oh yeah.
going home. I can't. Then I get home and I never take the bus home. It's only 4 blocks. I could walk it. And the bus always is delayed. I take the bus because it's coming. And I said, okay, good. It's starting to drizzle again. Let me get in. By the time I got off, it only makes 2 stops, then I get off, right? It's 4 blocks
Yeah.
walking, but it's 2 stops on the bus. It's pouring hard again. I'm like, Mother Nature hates me. Like, that's crazy. You know?
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy.
That's funny.
And I'm like, what's happening? I could barely walk, and it's like a minute to walk from where the bus leaves you to get to the building. It
Hmm.
took me like 3 or 4 minutes. It was so bad. It was just
Yeah.
drenching down the streets, the water. I was
Yeah.
miserable. It took a day and a half for those sneakers. In
To
my dance
dry.
sneakers got drenched because my socks was drenched. And I had them with a fan hitting them for a day and a half because they wouldn't dry. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, this is horrible. Like the weather has been insane. It absolutely has been crazy, you know?
Hmm.
Absolutely crazy. I don't know why you're not seeing a broadcast because I have it actually on my phone. I'm going to show you guys. And we're
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So maybe if you come out and then go back in, you'll be able to see it. I'm really sorry. I don't know why. But I am seeing a broadcast. Yeah,
Hmm.
I always do. I just wanted to let anyone who saw that, comment to let them know that broadcast has happened.
Yeah.
Our Tiffany will not be here today. We are wishing her the best of luck on her test. She is a college student. She gonna be our
Yes.
lawyer. And she's taking a test. We all sending all the love to her while she's taking the test. But she did send in a recording of her choice of female icons in science fiction and fantasy. Okay, so we're gonna start with listening. She sent 3 little recordings, so they're not long. We're going to listen to those, and you and I are gonna have a little conversation about it. I think you will
Yeah.
have plenty to say. So let's start with the first video and see what Tiffany has to say. But we'll watch them all, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
My choices for tonight are going to take a lot of people by surprise because when most people see these icons, they are not thinking sci fi. But I'm going to show you where you're wrong. These three have credits in several genres, but tonight I'm only going to talk about their credits in sci fi, fantasy, and horror. Starting with the iconic Lupita Nyong'o. Most recently, Lupita was Helen of Troy in The Odyssey, a major film. Sadly, you can't find any images of her online as Helen of Troy, as it was a highly criticized role. I haven't seen the film yet, but I am dying to see her as Helen of Troy. She is an iconic beauty. The face that launched 1,000 ships. How can they not see that this is the face that could launch 1,000 ships? She was also Nakia in the Black Panther films, a fierce Dora Milaje warrior, and mother to our new T'Challa. Most people don't realize Lupita is Maz Kanata. She portrayed the character in the last 3 Star Wars films, also in voice as in the Star Wars The Force of Destiny and in Star Wars Rebels. To this date, her portrayal of Adelaide slash Red in Us is terrifying still to me. She was brilliantly terrifying, and the director didn't even give her many tips. In The Quiet Place Day 1, she plays Samira, a terminally ill hospice patient who was visiting Manhattan when all the stuff went down. Because why are kids' movies always so sad? She played Roz in The Wild Robot. Lupita was born in Mexico City, Mexico. She speaks Spanish, English, and Swahili. She graduated from Hampshire College and Yale University. She has an Oscar, an Emmy, a SAG Award, and she has 5 NAACP Image Awards.
Wow.
Wow.
Let's go on to this next video. Wait until you see what she
Okay.
sent us.
An icon with over 50 film credits to her name, let's talk about Halle Berry. With the X Men back in the news because of the new casting, we had to discuss the mother in spandex herself, Halle Berry as Storm Aurora Monroe. I'm hoping to see her in Doomsday, I don't know. But Holly portrayed Aurora in all four of the X Men Fox Universe movies. She played astronaut Molly Woods in the series Xant, which, in my opinion, was criminally underrated. She went up to space for a space mission, came back pregnant mysteriously. What? So much space and alien stuff happens in this show. It's insane. She portrayed so many different characters in Cloud Atlas. I think at one point she was a white woman. It's been a while since I saw this movie, but each one of the actors in this film portray different characters throughout the film because it spans millennia and hundreds of years. I'm now realizing that I was a crazy little 12-year-old because I was so obsessed with this movie. Her portrayal of Dr. Miranda Gray was so good. So in this movie, if you don't know, this is more of a psychological horror film, but I figure it goes in this category. She plays a criminal psychologist who wakes up as an inmate in her own mental institution, accused of murdering her husband. So much goes down. Her portrayal as Catwoman got more hate than it needed to get because I thought it was just a silly, goofy movie, and she looked damn good in it. We actually did a review on this movie, Moonfall, where she played astronaut Jacinda Fowler. And I'm pretty sure Miss Berry told her teacher she wanted to be an astronaut when she grow up, because she real good at playing one. Halle Berry has an Oscar, she has an Emmy, a Golden Globe, and a SAG Award. Halle Berry was the first black woman to win the Oscar for Best Actress. And she is unbelievably 60 years old. What the hell?
Okay, let's go to her last video.
Moving on, our last icon is Bella Ramsey because even at a very young age, they are already an icon in my book and taking the world by storm. A young icon, if you will. Most recently, she has captured our hearts and minds as Ellie in The Last of Us, the TV show adapted from the video game. She is phenomenal in this role. It touches me to my very core when I see her on screen. One of her first roles was as Mildred in the kids' fantasy series The Worst Witch, where she goes to a school for young witches. They had a minor but very important role in the series His Dark Materials. Now guys, this show is high fantasy, so if that's your thing, you should definitely be watching this. One of my top 3 favorite characters in all of Game of Thrones is Lyanna Mormont, the Lady of Bear Island. Her monologue, "We know no king but the king in the north whose name is Stark," lives with me. So tiny, but the way that Lyanna held the room, oh boy. Once again, I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I had to take my final exam, but I love you all and have so much fun in this episode.
Oh my God, I love it. Before we talk about her choices, I do want
Mhm.
to give everyone the definition of a cultural and societal icon, which is what a female sci-fi or fantasy icon would fall under. A person people look up to, something or someone that stands for a whole time period or group, a famous singer or classic car style, for examples, right? And I wanted to point that out because she brought up such a young actress,
Mhm.
but she does belong in this category.
Yes.
She absolutely does. The impact she's had in the movies that she's done cannot be denied. And she's right. That speech that she gave when she talked about, even when she talked about her mother, when she goes, "Oh, I'm sure you're going to be a great beauty like your mother." Like every word this person in that embodied that character was the most amazing performance and delivery of lines that I have ever seen.
Mhm.
So she absolutely belongs here.
Oh, yes, she
Um,
does.
yeah. But we can start with Lupita and work our way down if you
Yes.
want to. Like, talk to me about these choices that Tiffany gave.
I think she nailed it with her choices.
You sure
I didn't
did.
realize Lupita had such a diverse um background and history. Like I didn't realize she was in so much sci-fi, if that makes sense. I've seen her in a few things, but I haven't seen her a lot.
Lupita has done way more than I had. I didn't know that she had done those voiceovers for those characters because I've seen
Okay.
those movies. I didn't know it was her, and I didn't know
Yeah,
that she was born in Mexico. Like I wondered about her name. Lupita is a Spanish name, but I knew she
yeah,
was not necessarily Spanish, but she was born there, right?
hmm
And that's pretty impressive. That her family went there and gravitated to the culture and kind of immersed themselves in that by giving their daughter a Latino name, which is that's pretty iconic right there. Um,
yes,
and I think that everything that she does with such power. She does. She convinces you that she is that art. And I'm with
yeah.
Tiffany. Why the hate for her to be Helena Troy?
I mean,
This
Helena Troy is
idea
a fictitious person anyway, so
anyone can play her.
right, anyone. And I don't know,
Yeah.
people gotta people, boys gotta boys, I guess. I just it irritates
I
me.
think it's just so
It's
ridiculous that
it's
she
like
why. And I
it's
think it's
like the
because she's a
argument.
dark skinned black woman.
Right. Well, and it's like the argument when people were freaking out in the new Lord of the Rings show, the what is it? The Rings of Power, and they had black hobbits or people
Yes.
of and they're like, "Oh my God, they can't have that. That can't exist." Like it's fantasy.
Hobbits don't exist.
They don't exist. They can be any
You
color.
can
They can
make
be
hobbits
green,
any color. Yes.
right? So like, what? I don't understand. Yeah, I just that's something that I've never really understood that like it's fantasy, it's make believe.
Yeah.
And then, you know, just because when you read something, you envision people in a story, like so when you read a book, you envision people unless it's explicitly described and they are explicitly,
Yeah.
they say, okay, this person is brown, this person's white, this person's blue, this person's stop. Um, unless they explicitly say it in the book, you color the characters that you read about in your head with your own personal
Yeah.
bias. So,
Absolutely.
so like you're Puerto Rican, so like
Yes.
that's how you would see the characters unless they're exactly, explicitly described. So I mean, I don't understand the argument. She's a beautiful woman. She could launch 1,000 ships. I mean, she's amazing.
And she is absolutely beautiful. 100% beautiful. There is nothing about Lupita that it needs to be explained. Like her
Right.
beauty is just her beauty, right? And I think that it's sad that we as a society can't see her beauty because she's dark skinned. We can absolutely choose to see
I
the
think I
someone.
think that they can, and that what they see makes them feel something, and it makes them uncomfortable.
Yeah, because I think that this standard of beauty that has been inflicted on people,
Hmm
um, it it's just completely out of control.
Yes.
I think it's gotten to the point where we no longer want to see beauty in any other way other than what Hollywood says beauty is. And Hollywood is not always right.
No.
Hollywood, 99.9% of the time, is so freaking wrong. And
Well, and
they,
you got to also
they,
remember that Hollywood is also steered by the people that pay the bills and
yeah.
their opinions and their desires for what they want to see. So even if
Hmm.
the showrunners say, "Hey, we want this," Christopher Nolan is such a big person and creator that he can do whatever the hell he wants. And
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he did. So, ain't nobody can tell him no. He makes blockbusters no matter what. So
Yeah.
he doesn't have to listen to anyone. Whereas other sci-fi, fantasy, Hollywood in general, they have to listen to the people with the money. And
Yeah.
we see that impact our shows like Star Trek and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that because they're like, oh no, it's too woke. And it's like it's not Star Trek's always been woke. Like I don't
Exactly.
why do they think that now? Like now, really? You didn't think that in the 60s? But like, okay. You know what I mean? So um I think you're right that I think she's a very beautiful woman. She's a very talented actress and I she qualifies as iconic in my opinion.
Absolutely. 100% agree with you. And I think that it's really really sad that we don't see that beauty and
Hmm.
that we are as a society going around going, "Hey, no, she doesn't qualify as beautiful." And who's to say that Helena Troy has to look any particular way. She's fictitious. She's a made up character.
Yeah.
And as someone who writes, the best thing about writing fiction, the best thing about writing a story that is not real, is that you get to create characters the way you want to create them, to
Yeah,
make
like
them
what I was
look the
saying.
way you want to make them
Yeah.
look. It's insane to me that that's not something that people see.
Right.
Like how are you living your life? That's crazy.
Hmm.
you know um but let's talk about Halle Berry,
Oh yes.
because she's been getting some hate too.
Yeah, she did too. And
Yeah,
I loved her as, in Catwoman.
she's
Pretty
great.
much, I don't think that I've ever seen anything with her in it that I didn't like. Does that,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
was it the one of the original Catwomans, like one of, I don't know if the original Catwoman
yeah,
was,
Eartha
but
Kitt.
what's Eartha Kitt? Isn't
Yeah,
she's black, she's light skinned, but she's black.
yeah. So it's like,
So
yeah,
why is it that
it
Halle
comes
Berry
back to that
playing it?
same because everybody got stuck with the Kim Basinger blonde version and thought that, oh, this is what we have an ideal, and oh no, now we have a black one. Like again, made
And
up people, made up
yes,
people. They
but
don't
that's the
exist.
point. And it has everything to do with the fact that these women are black. Because here's the thing:
Hmm.
Eartha Kitt was the first Catwoman, a
Yes.
black woman. She was never someone who didn't say anything else about herself.
Hmm.
Okay, so everybody knew she was black. She was light skinned, but she was black.
Yes.
Then years later, Kim Basinger, she kicked ass in it. I'm gonna give her props. She did a great job. But she is a white woman, and nobody blinked an eye and said, "How dare you put a white woman in this
Yes.
in this role?" Not one person. That was not a conversation that was ever had.
So
But
that one,
then
they whitewashed. Yeah, they
Halle Berry
whitewashed it, and
comes,
then yeah.
exactly. Then Halle Berry comes. She is the same color as Eartha Kitt, light skin
Hmm.
like her. And you're gonna give her grief because she's a black woman? It is about race, and that
Yeah.
scenario proves it right there.
Yes.
It
I wish it
absolutely
wasn't,
proves
but
it.
but it is.
And it is. And it's really sad because there's no reason for fake characters, fictitious characters that people create that aren't based on anything real. If Helena Troy was real and she had been described a certain way, I say keep it to that. Let's respect the individual that really existed. But
Yeah.
that's not the case in this matter.
No, it's like she was a great beauty. Her face launched 1,000 ships.
It doesn't even
There was
say the
no
color of her skin in the
right.
in
It doesn't say her hair, her color, her skin color,
nothing.
anything. Just that she was a great beauty, which then leaves it in the eye of, the mind's eye of the reader to decide what she looks like.
Hmm. Exactly. Which I think that the author did beautifully, right? I think that creating a character that incites, it makes you think of their image without giving you their image, allowing the reader or the to create the image is brilliant.
And
It
fill
is
in the blanks in your
absolutely
own.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But that whole situation with Eartha Kitt shows you that it was about it is always about race. It's always about
Hmm.
skin color because why else could Kim Basinger take a role that was first given to a black woman and no one blinks, but Halle Berry can't? Come on now. I mean, as Storm, she kicked ass. She was amazing.
Yes.
Um, I mean,
She was my
and
favorite Storm.
Gotham was it Gotham? That was
Gothica.
excellent. Gothica
Gothica.
was excellent. Gothica
Oh
was
yes, I love
excellent.
that.
And the extents, it was it how do
Extant.
you say it? Extent. That was, I'm with Tiffany. That did not get the accolades that it should have.
No, it
That
should
was
have
a
got more.
brilliantly created show.
Yes.
Brilliant. Alone in space, but comes back pregnant. They didn't give them enough seasons to finish that
To
storyline. So they
closure.
left
Yeah.
people hanging, but it wasn't bad acting. She killed it. She nailed it every single time. She nailed it.
Yes.
And she is iconic. She really is. The awards she's won that no one else has, it really is a beautiful thing. And she absolutely deserves all the praise.
Hmm.
And now we get to this young girl.
Yeah.
She is iconic. She belongs in this category because her impact, not just on young people, but anyone watching her movies, is phenomenal.
Yes.
It's phenomenal. She embodies her parts, her acting. She becomes the role. Like when she first gets to the north and Sansa was talking to her and saying, "Oh, I heard your mother was a great beauty and she was a warrior." She looked at her
Yes.
I believe this girl was defiant. I believe she was like, no, she wasn't. She was a warrior. She was no beauty, and she was okay with that. And the
Yep.
way she stood up in that room and said, "I know no king but the king of the north."
Yeah.
You were like, all right, girl. That there was fear in those people. You could
Yes.
see the impact of her words. She was amazing. And
Yes.
she is amazing in everything she does. Because in the last of them,
Most of
oh
us.
wow.
Yeah.
Last of Us, oh my God.
Yeah. I
The
loved her in that.
connection she has with her character is amazing.
It's very
She's
well. She's
amazing.
well,
Yeah.
very well portrayed.
And now she's young. How do you
Yes.
feel as a mom with someone who's not that much younger than this actress? How
Mhm.
do you feel having such an actress have such an impact on young people?
I think it's a good way. She's a good role model for Leah to look up to because
Hmm.
she's not that much older, and
Exactly.
um, she's brilliant at everything that she does, and you know, she doesn't let it change her, if you know what I'm trying to say. That like
Yes.
she's picked, I mean, she got that Game of Thrones money, so she can choose to work what she wants to work, the projects that
Hmm.
she wants to work. She's like Keanu Reeves,
Exactly.
he only does the projects that he wants to do. He doesn't have to do anything anymore because
Absolutely.
and that's where she's at. And I think that gives young people, young girls and teens an idea that things are possible if you set your mind to it and you work at it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'm with you. Um, and
And I expect to see more from her.
yeah, I do too. So let's get into yours.
Okay.
Let's bring up yours.
Okay.
And let's start with Mary Shelley. Like, what's
Okay.
going
So
on
Mary
here?
Shelley was an English novelist and a pioneer of science fiction. She is best known for her 1818 novel Frankenstein, w- with the subtitle The Modern Prometheus. which combined Gothic and philosophical elements as well as incorporated contemporary scientific ideas. The story, which she wrote when she was just 18, is of an obsessed scientist and his creation. Frankenstein is considered an early example of science fiction that explores the consequences of playing God. And this subject remains a recurring theme in sci-fi today. Mary Shelley asked the iconic question, who is truly the monster, the creator or the creation? Frankenstein has inspired hundreds of screen adaptations with nearly 500 feature films, over 240 short films, and more than 100 television series or miniseries featuring the iconic monster.
I wonder if I could go back in time and meet her, I would love to tell her how that one story exploded into the genre that it is today. I
Yes.
mean, how many books, how many movies, how many
Yeah.
portrayals, how many movies of a movie of a movie? This has
Right.
influenced so much. As someone who's writing, that is not the thing you think about when you're writing. Oh, if this is going to last for generations, this is going to have an impact. There's going to be movies made of this one day. It's not on your mind. It's
Right.
just a story that's on your mind. And I would love to ask her, what do you think of this?
Yes.
Because in
What?
her
What?
time, for a woman to write under her own name was a big deal.
Right.
It
I
blows my
just think. I think that she was ahead of her time. I mean, which makes her iconic. I mean, that's why I picked her because she did something, writing under her own name. She didn't use a male pen name. She used her own name. And I think that she accomplished something that many authors hope for. I'm sure you yourself hope that your stories will get as big as this. And,
yes.
you know,
We hope
there
for
has
it.
to, I mean, you say Frankenstein and immediately you know it. It's
Yeah.
not only is it literary fiction, it's movies and TV and comics and
Mhm.
and Halloween, and it's part of our pop culture, but it's been
Yeah.
part of our pop culture for going on 150 years, and it's just like wow, I can't wow.
Yeah.
um and just
And even
it's
if you don't like Frankenstein and you've never watched it, you know the name. It is
right,
one
and
of those things
it,
that you just know. Like if I said Friends, even if you never watched one episode of Friends, you know what that is. Even if you never watched an episode of Star Trek, if I say that word, you know.
yes, and it's the same
And
with
that
this.
is what Frankenstein has become. The thing everyone knows, even if they don't watch it or
Yes.
read about it.
You want to
And
go to the
that's,
next one?
yeah, let's go to the next one. Absolutely.
Okay, surprise. When we think of
We
Lucille,
can't have about icons and not talk about her. Go ahead, take
yeah.
it. Take it
So
away.
when we think of Lucille Ball, we think of comedy and not sci-fi. But without her,
Hmm.
we wouldn't have gotten Star Trek or The Twilight Zone. As the head of Desilu Productions in the mid 1960s, she overrode her own board of directors and personally championed Gene Roddenberry's space pilot. NBC rejected the initial pilot, The Cage, finding it too slow and cerebral. Too much, made you think too much. Desilu
Hmm.
Productions executives wanted to pull the plug, but Ball supported a rare second pilot, the Where No Man Has Gone Before, and the rest is history. So she made it happen. If she hadn't championed for Star Trek, we wouldn't have Star Trek. And then, as for the Twilight Zone, before CBS gave creator Rod Serling his own weekly series, the concept had to be proven on television.
Yeah.
CBS executives initially rejected Serling's standalone script titled The Time Element. They believed a serious, complex science fiction anthology series would be a commercial failure. Desi Arnaz, co-owner of Desi Lou and Lucille Ball's husband, purchased the script. He aired it as a special episode of the Westinghouse Desilu Playhouse on November 1958. The broadcast was a massive critical hit and commercial success, generating thousands of fan letters. This overwhelming support forced CBS to reverse their decision and officially commission the full Twilight Zone series. So without Lucy and Desi, we wouldn't have two of our favorite iconic sci-fi shows,
Exactly. We wouldn't have the sci-fi queens
right?
because it all started with
Star
me
Trek,
doing
yeah.
doing a Star Trek podcast. That wouldn't have existed.
Yep.
This woman has influenced so much more than she ever thought.
I think so too. Yeah,
So
that's why I
powerful.
picked her because she's, you know,
Yeah.
of all the things that, we think of and think of I Love Lucy and the movies and her
Yeah.
philanthropy work, and she was an LGBTQ IA ally, and um
Before there was such a thing.
before there was such a thing. Yeah, and
Yeah.
she just was an all-around amazing woman.
Yeah,
And
she
I
was.
just I wanted to bring attention to her in
Absolutely.
in this field.
Absolutely.
Because, like I
You're
said, you don't when you think of her, you don't think of sci-fi, but we wouldn't have the sci-fi that we have now without
mhm.
Star Trek and the Twilight Zone
Yeah.
launching the genre more wide scale.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they, especially the Twilight Zone, really opened the doors to
Hmm.
creative sci-fi, you know, and
Hmm.
people it was influenced by these shows. Absolutely.
Right.
But let's go on to your next pick because that's a good.
Ready
I
for
mean, they're
her?
all good, but let's talk about
Yeah.
her. I
Okay.
mean, she's
J-
another one, youngest of the three you picked,
yes.
right?
Well, she's still alive.
Oh, but yeah, she's still alive too.
She's still alive. Gillian Anderson is an award-winning film, television, and theater actor and producer, writer, and activist. She is a definitive icon of science fiction, famously anchoring the genre through her historic television work and recent universe expansions. Did you know she inspired a generation of women to enter science, technology, engineering, and math, the STEM fields, through her iconic portrayal of FBI special agent and medical doctor Dana Scully on the hit television series The X-Files? This cultural phenomenon is officially known as the Scully effect. It's a real thing. Uh,
Yes.
she she portrayed Dana Scully across 11 seasons and two films in the X-Files franchise, creating a cultural touchstone for skeptical inquiry in science and television. More recently, she was on the big screen in Tron Ares. But did you know she's also a sci-fi author? She co-authored a sci-fi trilogy called The Earth End Saga with writer Jeff Robin. The Earth End Saga is a science fiction and paranormal thriller trilogy that follows a child psychologist as she uncovers an ancient alien conspiracy threatening to destroy Earth. The Earth End Saga includes A Vision of Fire, A Dream of Ice, and The Sound of Seas. Gillian Anderson is truly a sci-fi icon.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, she embodies her character, she brings them to life,
Hmm.
and she really has brought attention to different aspects of science fiction and fantasy, for sure.
Yes. And
Absolutely.
it's
I
like
love your
I remember
choices.
watching her on X-Files when I was Leah's age, and she's just amazing. It was like, we'd never really seen a female cop before, and she was a doctor,
Hmm.
it was just that's an option,
Yeah.
and that's where the Scully effect came from because, so many women and girls didn't know that was an option because
Yeah.
those were boys clubs, and
Exactly.
once they realized that was an
And she
option,
wasn't just
they
a
went
regular
for it.
cop, she was an FBI agent.
Yes.
That's high right there.
That's hot. Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
I love her. She's so amazing.
Oh, absolutely. She is a timeless beauty.
Yes.
Just a fantastic. So we're gonna get into my choices here, and we
Yes.
cannot talk about female icons without talking about Nichelle Nichols, okay? Who played Lieutenant Nyota Uhura on Star Trek from 1966 to 1969, and in all of the Star Trek original series movies. One of the first major reoccurring Black female characters on U.S. television. Gene Roddenberry created the role specifically for her to portray a competitive, equal member of the bridge crew.
Hmm.
Her presence on the bridge changed how audience saw Black women, not as servants, stereotypes, but leaders, officers, explorers. She even had second fly is in my way. She even had Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. himself personally convinced her to stay on the show when she had planned to leave, telling her that she was changing the face of television, and she was a hero to Black children, and she was a hero to not just Black children, but she was a hero to all people of color. Let me tell you, her role
Hmm.
inspired generation of scientists, engineers, astronauts, and STEM leaders who saw themselves represented in the future. She impacted civil rights um, through Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. She also influenced NASA. After Star Trek ended, Nicole noticed NASA's lack of diversity and used her platform to change it. As, hired her as a contractor to help recruit women and people of color into the astronaut program. She appeared in NASA's promotional films, Women in Motion, encouraging underrepresented groups to apply. Her recruitment worked directly contributed to the historic 1979 astronaut class, which included Dr. Sally Ride, the first American in space, the first female American in space, Colonel, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, is Guion, Jewin Bluford, the first Black American in space. NASA administrators credit her with transforming the agency's diversity and inspiring countless of future astronauts. Her legacy reshaped both science fiction and real world science. Her portrayal of poor helped normalize diversity in futuristic stories. Her NASA work helped open doors for women and people of color in STEM and astronomy,
Aeronautics. There you go.
aeronautics. Thank you. Wow, I can't speak today.
It's
NASA
okay.
leaders
I got
say
you.
her mission is still part of NASA's mission today, especially
Yes.
as the agency prepares to send the first person of color to the moon under Artemis. I mean, could we love her more? I talk about someone who's I mean, she didn't have to do all of that. She's an
No.
actress. She could have just kept acting. But she
Yep.
stopped her acting to
To make
work
room.
on to make room
Well, and then it
for
makes me
doors.
wonder if because Dr. King came to her, if she
Yeah,
took that to heart, and then after his passing, she continued on in that spirit, and that's why
yeah,
she did that because that's what he would have
absolutely.
wanted.
Oh, he absolutely would have wanted that for her. Um, and he knew, I think, that she had that ability before she knew that she had that ability. You know how some
Right.
people just know that you have a gift and an ability, and you're going, I can't do that. I can't do that. And they're going, yeah, I know you can. And I think that's the dynamics. And this was at a dinner, at
Hmm.
some kind of event dinner. And they came up to her and said, you got a fan that wants to meet you. It's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Who gonna say no to that, right?
Yeah.
If he called me right now talking about I want to be in your podcast, I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's
Please.
what's happening, right? Like
Right.
that's what's happening. So she, of course, said she wants to meet him. Who wouldn't have? In those days, he was the big deal to want to meet, especially in the Black community. And did she know that conversation was going to happen the way? No. But look at the impact it had. You never know what your words can have an effect and an impact on someone's life. That's why it's so important to be careful with our words and to be
Yes.
encouraging, because look at everything she's done. It's amazing. The next person I chose is Zoe Saldana. She's a Dominican Puerto Rican actress, and she also played Uhura in the Kelvin timeline. She is the highest grossing actress in Hollywood, appears in four of the five top highest grossing films ever, majoring from sci-fi fantasy roles, Avatar, Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Trek, roles in the Adam Project, Colombiana, Pirates of the Caribbean, a central figure in the biggest sci-fi franchise of all time, known for her physically demanding and emotionally rich performances. She was born in New Jersey, raised partly in the Dominican Republic. Dance training shaped her movement baseline. Um, I mean, the roles she plays are so impactful. And one of the things that she's had difficulties with getting roles is that she does not look like the stereotype Latina, because she's Afro Latina, right? She's black.
Hmm.
And Hollywood doesn't want black Latinos. But she's not black enough to play black roles. Like, where you're gonna put me? She's Zoe Saldana. She is Latina. Regardless, we all look differently. We all come from different shades. Some of us are as light as you. Some of them are my color. Some of them are her color. And
Hmm.
that was a challenge for her to get roles. And it was also a challenge for my next one, who is my absolute favorite. Oh, my girl crush, Gina Torres. This woman is a beauty, a Cuban American amazing actress, one of the most important Latina actresses in science fiction television, known for her powerful, strategic, emotionally layered sci-fi roles. Um, she was in Firefly, Serenity, The Matrix, and The Matrix Revolution. Jasmine in Angels, Nebulous of Hercules. She was Cleopatra in Xena, the Warrior Princess. She was Hell in Cleopatra in 2025. She won an Alma Award. She has been the voice of Justice League, Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars Forces Destinies. Her She has had an amazing background in acting, and one of the things that was a challenge for her was because she was too dark, did not look Latina enough for Latin roles. Um, but she wasn't dark enough to
Not
be in
for,
black roles.
yeah.
She
You
could
you
do
damned
either
if you do,
role.
you're damned if you don't. Yeah.
She could do either role. And that's what really bothered people. It was really about keeping things in this image that, as Latinos, we got to look a certain way. No, we don't got to look no kind of way other than who we are, because guess what? That's what we are. I have cousins who are as light as you with red hair and green eyes. But then I have cousins, these are biological cousins,
Hmm.
that are so dark that you're like, okay, where in Africa are you from? Like, they're dark, right?
Yeah.
And then you got cousins, that you got people who look like me, all in the same family, all in the same side of the family. That's
Yeah.
just in the same side. And it's crazy that these beautiful iconic women had to struggle so much and had to do so much work to get the things done. I mean, Lucille Ball is known for being funny. That woman is
Right.
powerful. That woman was authoritative. She wasn't just funny. She
Yeah.
was talented beyond measure.
Well, and she was a
She
very
truly
savvy
was.
businesswoman as well. And that's the part we
Absolutely.
don't talk about is you think about comedy and think, oh, she's a
Hmm.
great actress and she's all this, but she also, you know, made things, made Star Trek and the Twilight Zone happen.
Yeah.
And, not just those, there's other genres that she supported and other shows that we got that we might not have ever gotten. And, it's just, and then like you said, her husband was Desi Arnaz, and they both were kind of, put into those roles. Like she always, and I mean, she played it well, but she's, the dumb blonde, and
Yeah.
and he was, the token Hispanic man, and
Hmm.
or the comic relief, and
And he was
they both
acceptable
they
because he
both
was
were
so
so much
light
more.
skinned. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, because he was almost white because he was so light,
Hmm.
but yeah, because he's passing,
Exactly. That's what it
and
was. They were
and
like,
it's
oh,
just
it won't look so bad because he's not brown or black. But he's
yeah,
still Latino. He's as Cuban as Gina Torres is.
right. And she should be able to do what she wants to do as well.
Exactly. Yes. But these are our iconic females that we are bringing to you. So, we like to educate, we like to have fun, but we like to educate people on what's happening and what's the real deal with science, you know?
Yes.
I'm going to be putting out some videos, guys. And, excuse me, allergies. Whew. I'm going to be putting out some videos. I'm going to be asking some questions of you guys. I want you guys to think about it. And I'm going to give you guys a heads up. Those of you watching, those of you who will be watching, you go look for some videos. Sci-Fi Queens. We're on, TikTok. We're on Instagram, Facebook. Find us, okay? We want to know because we have our show set for the rest of the year, but we want to know what you want us to do on 2027. Okay, what shows do you would like us to do? What topics you want us to cover more of? Can we promise that we'll do them? No, but we will try to incorporate some of what you guys ask of us. There
Hmm.
are certain things that we always cover and we need to have room for that. Like we cover pride, we cover Hispanic heritage, Black History Month. We cover certain things that we always do. We're gonna continue doing our beginner's guide to sci-fi and what's next in sci-fi and fantasy TV and movies. Those are things we always are going to bring for you. But what do you want for the sci-fi queens coming 2027? That's something we're going to be asking of you guys. So let me know, send me that DM. I will keep track of it and we will bring it up. We have meetings that we create all these shows and we are going to talk about it. Okay. And if your idea gets picked, we'll give you a shout out for sure because it's
Yes.
your idea. Absolutely.
That would be
But
awesome.
before we go, let's talk about our next show. It's going to be on August 28th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to be interviewing our favorite Eric Williamson and his co-author Andrew. They're coming up with a book coming out soon. It's called Thor. Book one. It says book one. You know what that means. This might have book two, book three. It's coming out for October 26th. So we want to talk to them about it beforehand, share with you their Kickstarter information, and just kind of help promote them. Eric Williamson, he is an honorary sci-fi queen here. We love
Yes.
him up here. We love him down up in here. We do. We're going to be promoting him and Andrew, and we're going to have a great conversation with them about this book of theirs, and they're going to tell us all the juicy details. Okay. But you guys be safe. Have a wonderful weekend. And thank you so much for either listening and watching. Have a great night, guys. Thank you for watching the Sci-Fi Queens. And be sure to support us on all our social medias. And check out our website